welcome to this beautiful day and to this new wandering, which will be in Dover. It will be a wandering to discover this town, and the highlight of it all will be its castle. Dover Castle, which sits on the top of the hill at the edge of the town. I'll show it to you later. It's absolutely glorious. I couldn't help myself not to include some of the pretty flowers I just spotted. But let's go and explore. Okay, this is in the middle of Dover. And you can go under through this passage to get to the seafront, because there's roads above us. Oh, look at this amazing mosaic. It's the old stuff. Okay, I assume Roman, Viking, and then the development of the English and so forth. This is cool. I really like it. And here we go, the big monsters we have today. Okay, now let's continue up. This was cool. I hope you liked it as well. On the pavement I spotted it in a few places, little symbols like this, which would give directions to the pilgrims. The direction to Rome, to Canterbury. Pretty cool. Every town and city has distinctive architecture of some sort, and this is one of those. I've actually never seen exactly this type of building before. And then there's the others, which are similar to buildings in other places. I think this is Georgian, but I might be wrong. I'm not really good with this. And then I turn around and I just spotted what's up there. Excuse me. That's Dover Castle, up on the hill. I'm gonna show that to you in another 1 or 2 videos I'll be filming there. It's absolutely majestic. It is the largest castle in England as far as I remember, and a ton of history over the many centuries. On this side we have the typical seaside style buildings, which most of them are hotels. Sorry, the wind is blowing a bag I'm holding. Apologies for the extra noise. And on this side it continues. Royal Cinque Ports Yacht Club. Looks pretty cool, a bit battered, but it's scaffolding, so they're fixing it. The battering is not surprising because anything gets a lot of wind. Now, just go into the middle of the road to zoom in. Okay, I assume most of those flats are probably not for locals, but I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because I don't like it when tourism pushes out the locals, and then we can still see bits of the castle. And before I show you more interesting things, I just came across these 3 statues. I'm just guessing who they might be, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to say names. And we are at the sea! Yee-hee. Now, see a part of the White Cliffs of Dover there, and look at that view. Isn't that spectacular? I think it is, especially if you erase all the new buildings and just leave the old stuff in. I can see a clock tower in the distance and cargo terminal, a big cruise ship, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's just a bit too windy now, and it is considerably colder than it is in London. Oh, stop it! I'm gonna try and go down to see the waves up close. And here I am, close to the waves. I love the sound of the waves. And you can see a ship going through the gateway. And I just spoke to a lovely lady who told me that there is sea glass amongst the pebbles. And now the low tide has just begun, so I'll have a little rummage as well. It's gonna remind me of some years ago when I went specifically to see to hunt for sea glass with my sister. It was a lovely few days. Okay, let's see if I can find some and I'll show them to you. Got one! Oops. There! Pretty green one. Yay! The first one is a colored one. I'm happy. I found another one and it's another green. I can't believe it because most times I never find colored things. I'm really pleased. And there are more waves for you and for me to remember. Ooh. There's so many beautiful stones as well. I feel like I want to pick one of each and carry them all home. But that's not a good idea. Alrighty. I need to end it for now, but there's gonna be much more filmed here in Dover. It's just, it's getting a bit too cold for me and I'm not wearing enough layers, so I'll be heading back to my lodgings. I've not found much sea glass. I think I found 3 pieces, all of them green, but I have picked up a fistful of pretty pebbles. It's such a shame that the sun is on the other side, setting just behind there, not over the sea, but hey ho, that makes me think that it rises over the sea. Problem is that the sun is rising way too early and I ain't gonna wake up at 5 something to come out. Or who knows, we'll see. Anyway, have a nice evening and a good night, or good morning, or good day wherever you are. Bye. You might have noticed that the weather looks different than the previous clip. That's because it's another day and I'm walking around. I didn't have time to explore Dover yet properly, and today's the day and it's more overcast and it's possibly gonna rain, But look what you can just see from an ordinary road in Dover. Ta-da! Dover Castle. Oh, come on, light, don't play with me. I spent the day there yesterday exploring all day long till my feet could take no longer. And I filmed 2 really good videos, so make sure you check those out. As most towns, it's a mixture of old and new. I really like this building, as you might have figured already. And I've seen a few others, but I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Can you see captions are exuding some sort of mist, but no idea what it is. I suppose if you step through them, you find yourself in another universe. But I'm in no mood to get misted. And a good way to find out more about this town is to go to its museum. So that's what I'm gonna do, because there's one very interesting artifact there. What's the matter, guys? Are you not agreeing on where to have lunch? Anyway, let's go to the museum, which is just here. So I hope they are gonna let me film, but I won't know until I get in. Yeah, a whole commotion of gulls just happened. The beginnings. Stone Age. I'm going to try to include their labels, because I find it difficult to talk here, so you can still make heads and tails of what I'm showing you. Samian bone. I know that these are much coveted findings. They were kind of like the Wedgwoods of the Roman times, but I prefer these little glass bits, even though, as you can see, the one in the back has been broken to smithereens, and also that oil lamp is really funky. Models of how construction would have happened. That's meant to be Emperor Claudius riding an elephant when they invaded in 43 with 50,000 men. Elephants laden with everything. And after about 350 years of Romans, we are moving on to the Anglo-Saxon times. Here's some of the brooches they wore. I like the one with garnets, the middle one and the right one. A bronze bowl, spearheads and swords that were in the burial places. Here we have a man wearing those time period clothes, and also a woman. A replica of a warrior grave. And suddenly there's a Victorian lion. You ended up in a glass display. I'm so sorry. And randomly next to it, there's a 1,000 kilo German bomb. It's telling us that this unexploded German high explosive bomb was dredged from Dover Harbor and defused. Okay, still fin is missing. And it's just randomly placed here. A display about the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. And there's some really happy but very loud kids around, which you can hear. Behind the glass, a living room, a nursery that has a lot of animal themed items. It's hard to film with things behind the glass. So in one display I'm reading about how they loved animals, and then in another one I see how they liked wearing them. You can see two mink coats, and then down here a whole bird taxidermied onto a hat or fascinator. And this room is designed to look like a Victorian explorer's room. Everything from butterflies to crocodiles to whatever you can imagine. There's some paintings of animals which are quite nice. A milkmaid with a cow and ducks. Porcelain figurines. And one of kittens and a turtle. And this one is my favorite. Look at that fish. Look at it. And oh no, I found the polar bear as well. You can read it. And this is the reason I came here. This is it to see, because it is the eldest seafaring boat that was ever discovered, supposedly 3,500 years ago when it was made. Okay, it's taking us through the Bronze Age stages of farming and exploiting the metal. And the Bronze Age house. There's a little piggy there. It's just too dark. Oh, and the child sleeping. And ta-da! There it is. They found quite a lot of big chunks, and they presume that it could have been even longer, but the back end of it was already built on. There's the snippets of info, so you can see it's quite a long and large boat. To preserve it, there is a specific temperature inside this, and also the lights are dimmed. I don't know how to better try and show it to you, but it is definitely large, much larger than what we would expect from that time period. There's wood tools trying to show us how the boat was possibly built. There's some good drawings here. And the partial reconstruction of it. Step back. There we go. And the different gallery, where I think there's a bit of everything from Napoleonic Wars to World Wars, including that funky plane. That's part of the siege of Dover Castle, which was unsuccessful. Haha. But the tunneling that they tried to do, the Frenchies. Okay, a simple model of the castle and grounds. Again, I have filmed there. Go check those videos out. The whole place is just beautiful. And we have a beautiful painting of the area as well. And these are the ceremonial robes of the Baron of Songport, in charge of Dover and the area. I like these sailboats. And the portrait of Queen Elizabeth I. That's a nice one. It says the embarkation of King Henry VIII at Dover. Sorry. Preparatory to his interview with the French King François I. Pikeman's armors from the red 50 during the Stuart times. A baby's cap and a man's nightcap. Look at the detail. And just under there's a cool little box lock pistol from around the 1830s. An example of how they would defend themselves against incoming enemies. And I found another model of a beautiful ship, and it's made out of bone. It was actually a French prisoner of war ship. Oh, beautiful. Even though you served for something gruesome, I'm pretty sure there were not la-di-da conditions on it. And the Toby jug with the face of Napoleon on it. And from the Battle of Trafalgar, the death of Lord Nelson. And more models of boats, which I like, all of them. I wish they would be real again and we could set off somewhere. And moving on to Victorian times, all sorts of bits and bobs. And we'll call it double-decker tram model. And the Victorian parlour with all the knickknacks. Don't know how much it shows through. And the model of Dover and area. We have the castle and grounds there, the ferry port, and the White Cliffs of Dover up on the top left. And then the Dover Strait, English Channel. And on this side is the cargo terminal and where the cruise ships come in. And everything is annoying me because of the lights and the reflections. First World War, Second World War, another bomb. And I found a very, very funny notice. I'll let you read it and giggle to yourself. Oh, people. Now, I mentioned before that there is such a thing as the channel swimming, where people take on the challenge of swimming from Dover to Calais, which is 33 kilometers or 21 miles. And here's lots of trophies that people won. And I'll show you some photos. It's both men and women who attempted it or have done it. Like that lady, I'm just reading that from 10 attempts, she succeeded 4. Thing is that the waters here are cold, even in summer. It's not like you go swim in the Mediterranean. More of them, more recent ones. And then this lady, she's done it 37 times. Wow, Chloe. Amazing. And some funny bits. And my favorite is this one. I agree with you. And a collection of postcards from Dover. And I think that's it. There were other bits and bobs. I did not show you everything, so there's much more to the museum than what you've seen in this video. Okay, that's that. I am out now. I hope you enjoyed the museum tour, or at least bits of it, just like I did. I think some of the organization could be done better, but hey, maybe that's just my opinion. Also, I found out that this misty whatnot is an art installation, and it's meant for days for kids to run through it, cool down and enjoy themselves. Hey, show off. Anyway, that's it for now. I will include some other bits and bobs as I go along. It's time for some lunch, and it started raining outside, so I'm having a panettone and a mocha and wait out the rain. Okay, as I walked around, I came across this building which caught my attention. It's quite unassuming, but the inscription saying that it's Dover's oldest inn, built in 1789, just like you can see. It's dilapidated and I don't think it's in use at the moment. Just crossed my mind that exactly at the time the French started their revolution, and here they were building an inn. And as that reminded me of the French Revolution, let's see, some lavender, which they like very much. But I also spotted something else, and look at the intricacy of these little beauties. Absolutely gorgeous. And the rain is back again, and I'm taking shelter under a tree, and look, just there there's a beautiful looking ruin, what I think, come on, was probably a church, and next to it there is a pub, and probably they have lodgings on the upper floors. Okay, I'm quickly running to have a look at it up close because I'm freezing. Where did the lovely weather go? It's beautiful. What a shame you are no more. What happened to you? I need to look it up, because I have no idea what happened here. I have a suspicion it might have been bombed during the Second World War. Oopsie. Okay, all that plaque says is historic Dover, no information. It's not very useful. there. Well, my plans to go and spend the rest of the afternoon at the sea look like they're going up in smoke. I need to find something else to do. That looks like it's been redone. What's going on here? Are you preserving it, or you can't make up your mind? I don't know. Anyway, let's go this way. Can we see more of you? Okay, that's it. If I manage to find out what this church was, I'll add it in the description. I have come down to the beach, but it's still raining, and it's really annoying me because I don't have a raincoat or an umbrella, and I want to spend my time outside, not locked indoors. The rain was supposed to last for a maximum of 2 hours at noon, and now it's evening and it still hasn't stopped, and I'm whining because I am really not happy about it. But anyway, it's not pouring at the moment, so I'll walk towards the clock tower so we can have a look at that. Let's make some crunchy pebbly sounds. Oh, they sound different if they're larger. Go away, rain. Come back another time. Yesterday there was amazing visibility. We could see across all the way to France, and now barely beyond that wall we can still see the white cliffs of Dover. I suppose you guys needed some refreshing, so that's okay, I'm making my peace. Hello, lonely girl. Where are your friends and family? Did you escape from them? Had enough? Were they too noisy? Okay, I understand you. I found a memorial for Dunkirk. And here, the beautiful buildings close to the beach. I'm so curious if there are hotels or private houses, flats. A few boats, and I think there's a few restaurants here. Look at that dramatic sky. You naughty thing. Okay, clock tower's there. Clock doesn't work, but we have arrived to the world of yachts and all sorts of boats. And this is also the cargo terminal, so the tide comes in from all over and goes out. Though I suppose there is an imbalance on the coming and going. Okay, at least I can pan around and show it to you this way. We can pretty much see everything from the castle to the cliffs, and that's the big harbor where the ferries come and go. Oh, and there's one coming through right now. Look at that. I'm not quite sure how wide that opening is, but I know that bigger boats need to navigate very carefully through it. Let's turn back one more time. And I think that's gonna be it for today, because as I said, I'm not wearing a raincoat or I don't have an umbrella, and my cardigan is starting to get soaked through, so I don't want to end up having a cold as a result of this silliness. But I'll continue tomorrow, hopefully the weather is nicer. Righty-ho! Hasta mañana, people. It is the day after yesterday, and today it's not raining, but it's still overcast. I just wanted to look at this graffiti on the side of the house, and also there's a lion up there. And just found a hilarious sign for an eatery, Dover Kebab. The king look with the kebab on its sword. And another old building, used to be a wine merchant's building. And then there is this tunnel which goes under the road, and it leads us to the seafront. And what's inside I've showed you earlier, you know, the boats, mosaics. I want to go back to the seaside. And this is the little river Dower, from which Dover takes its name. And I'm back by the sea. If I'm not in a garden or in a castle, then my other happy place is always by the water. River, lake, sea, whatever you will. If there's none of those, I'm even happy with a puddle. But then you have this in front of you, and it's just beautiful. I wanted to spend my last few hours in Dover here. There's a lot of mechanical noise around me, which annoys me, but what can you do? People need to get on with their jobs. But I just want to listen to the waves. The tide is receding, and the waves are very, very calm. And I don't know if the audio picks it up, but when they wash ashore, you can hear the tumbling of the little pebbles, which is a lovely sound. I just heard some footsteps behind me, and look who it is. Hi, buddy. Are you looking for some morsels between the rocks? You're a clever bird, aren't you? Oops. Okay, good to see you. And some seaweed with their clever floating devices. You see the air pouches, which normally brings them up to the surface. Because of the pebbles, not a lot of the seashells survive. I've only seen broken pieces. I haven't found not one as a whole. I'm loving the sea and sky combo. I'll just show you my shells. Broken pieces. Those one look alrightish, but they actually have oops, oh dear, see, and then a pretty one, more unusual for me to find. That's not completely whole either, but that one I'm taking home. Found two more, a periwinkle and an oyster shell. Well, it's not whole, but it is the largest piece I've seen. Time for a little cafecito with a view. Just chilling here for a while. I won't be exploring Dover any further. I'm spending the remainder of my time here, enjoying the views, and just wanted to say goodbye to you all. I hope you enjoyed this slower, more chillaxing wandering, and if you want for something more eventful and action-packed, then do look out for the castle videos I filmed. There's one of Dill, one of Walmer, and two of Dover Castle. Wishing you all a lovely, lovely day. Ahoy!